Hello again, my name is Ben, here today with another MOC showcase. Here with me this time is a custom LEGO mech that I like to call the Forest Hunter. Hello everybody on this fine April 20th. Apologies, it's been a while since my last video. I don't know if you saw the video on my other channel, the Scarlet Spartan, which was kind of addressing what that channel was and just like everything that had to do with that April 1st video. So to just introduce this one off, that was all an April Fool's thing. I'm going to keep making videos on this channel and on that channel. That one's going to be more for variety and whatever I feel like. This one's going to be focused more primarily on LEGO. But to get that out of the way, that's all I'd have to say about that. And with that being said, here is the Forest Hunter. I don't really have much to say about it story-wise. I don't. Hypothetically, this is some sort of like mech designed to be well versed in the forest and be just adept in combat in like dense jungles or forests, basically. So with that all being said, starting off with the size comparison, starting off with the minifigure. Fairly large mech, maybe a bit cumbersome in the forest, but practicality isn't exactly the best. And just for something different, I'll have it compared to one of the first mechs I ever built, the G1 Epsilon Human Enhancement Suit. So you can see that one inside, just to get a sense of its scale, pretty large compared to that simple mech. But with that all being said, starting off with the construction, starting off with the feet. For this one, I just chose to use some of these CCBS large mechanical feet. I'm not exactly sure what set they first appeared in, but you can just see them here. These large plastic feet in gunmetal gray, attached on a axle, which is attached on one of these CCBS pieces with the axles on all sides and just a socket joint. And then it's attached to the larger portion. You can see just a 2x2 brick with a ball joint. Just building up pretty simply with some dark red here and some green. The green obviously being for, camo. The dark red I chose to use because, I don't know if you can tell, but Commander Green is in the cockpit, and I like to assume a little bit that this is some sort of Republic vehicle in some way, so the dark red's there to represent that. On the side there, you can see a little bit of a blue light, just to show some of the energy that's radiating from the mech. And then on the top here, you can just see some slopes, getting it a smoother design there. Of course, mirrored on both sides. Towards the bottom here, you can see how the leg is designed, using some of these stiffer, ratcheted joints for the knees. It's built at this angle, which you can see is attached here, just to give it a more of a unique stance and not make it a simple biped. Just because I thought it would look more unique, giving it more of a rugged look. Anywho, you can see how that's constructed. You can see some friction joints here to give it added stability. I don't know if you can see it very well. There's a 2x2 brick with the socket joint there. And then this whole section is keeping all of this in place. So you can see a little bit of how that's constructed. On the top here, you can see some studs and on top techniques, using some more dark red on the top, and then using just some more green tile pieces. The vents, or the grill pieces here are meant to represent vents because despite the, stealth nature of it, this thing does produce a lot of excess smoke. So that's the reason for that being there. And then I got to mention on the side of the legs, you can see some of these floral pieces, or leafage. Leafage? That's not the right word. Leaf pieces here, just, for extra camouflage. This one on the top keeps falling off, but on the torso. But getting to the torso area, starting off the waist, of course. You can see pretty basic construction, just using these 2x2 brick with the 2 ball joints on the sides. And then you can just see some pretty basic bricks building up to keep it secure. A 1x2 brick with a hole, with the pinhole is there, which is attached from the torso with a pin, which gives it a chest rotation, which is a little bit inhibited by this part here. The my apologies. The foliage. Sorry about that. But yes, the foliage piece here on the front here, just to give it more of that camouflage look. Most of the cockpit is designed using black pieces, just as a stylistic choice. Just see some slopes here, using some studs on top techniques, studs on the side. See Commander Grieve for the cockpit, just because I felt like it. So just taking him out. Not really too much else to say in the cockpit. It's pretty bare. You can see some cheese slope pieces on the sides. You can see the 2x2 bricks with the ball joints on the sides for the arms. You see some parts holding it all together. For the back of the torso, not really much else to say here. Inverted slopes and just some more bricks, giving it more heft and bulk, because this design is meant to be a bit more squat and heavy looking. For the arm design, they're asymmetrical towards the hands, but the upper arms are designed mostly the same. Shoulder here, you can see another one of those friction joints, just giving it more, both added as for security and as added like heft to the build, give it more of a wider position. More of these foliage pieces on the sides, for just to give it more camouflage, of course. More vents for excess smoke. Just some black pieces here, mostly because these are most meant to be covered by the foliage. On the back here, I forgot to mention that there's a bandolier piece going over to the gun, which, before we get to the gun, I'll mention just the lower arm here. Pretty basic, using just some simple joints. Ball joint and a ratchet joint on top, just being covered with another grill for excess smoke and another tile, just to smooth it all out. And more of the trans-blue stud for the energy radiating through the mech. And most of that energy is being focused on the blaster here, which I took from a previous design. If you know which one that is, then props to you. But I did modify it slightly. You can just see the basic construction using studs on the side techniques here. You can see a lot of 2x2 cylinder pieces, or not a lot of them, just 2 black ones, and then a lightsaber blade and a trans blue one of those. You see how that's just designed there pretty simply. And then just some additional trans blue elements around here for more of that energy that I mentioned. Similar to the gun, the hand here is also taken from another design of mine. Pretty basic construction. You can just see a lot of bar bricks with the bars on them for the fingers, those Exoforce fingers. 3 in black and 1 silver one. All that being said, that basically wraps up the construction of the mech. One other thing that I added additionally is a offensive weapon to get through thick foliage in the forest. This axe, which is attached on another one of these CCBS pieces. The axe in particular is taken from the 2001 Toa Liwa set. So I just think it looks kind of nice here with the green matching with the rest of the mech. So, with all that being said, that definitely wraps it up, the construction and the design of the mech. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely not one of my better creations. I kind of whipped it up pretty quickly for this video. But I just hope you enjoyed it. Definitely 100% serious, nothing sarcastic involved with creating this. Definitely has nothing to do with the day that this is built on. Just something I wanted to build that I've been thinking of, of course. But, with all that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you stay tuned till next time for whatever I have to build. Planning on the continuation of my live fire mock on my other channel. But with all that being said, once again, I hope you enjoyed it. And with all that being said, goodbye.